Hello there, Only One Kenobi here, Only One. And you're joining me now on a flying vlog to a grand opening. Look at this dash cam footage, man. That's 5 minutes from where I live. This place opened today, Geeky Nerd Toys. In fact, they've been there for a while, but this is the first day that they have opened their new storefront. So a bit like with In Demand Toys, they've got a storefront in Norwich. This guy has opened this shop now to go and coincide with his business, which all my mates have heard of. I think I've heard of them as well before today. We met them, in fact, at Echo Base Live in 2019. So that's pretty cool. So I went down and I met the guy and the other fella working in there. It was a brilliant day, really good. Got some bargains, so stay tuned. I'll show you that at the end. Everything in there, from Tron, as you just saw there, to Star Wars 3 3/4 inch, which obviously caught my eye when I was in there. I loved it. And what I did was I also left in there some Only One Kenobi patches. So if you go down there, depending on if you're local to here or not far, planning on going, if you speak to one of the two guys in there, ask for an Only One Kenobi patch. I'm sure they'll give it to you if there was any available still. There was quite good actually when I was in there talking to the boss. Some guy recognized me as well, which I wasn't expecting that. So if you are watching this now, man, do comment and say who you are. And there were loose figures in there as well. At the very end of the video, I'll show you what I picked up, so do stay tuned for that. And it was brilliant. I can't wait to, go back, because it was really busy in there. I took my gimbal, as you might have seen in my hand, and I couldn't use it. It was just too busy. So I just filmed what I could, had a look around, picked up some stuff, and then I left. But I will go back and I will film everything, if you know what I mean. My focus is always 3 3/4 inch, like that stuff there. It's great to see that on the pegs, man. This Saga Legend stuff, which is really cropped up in value, man. And they had everything from the movie heroes stuff there. You might get a glimpse of some of those clones. I remember picking that stuff. There's a phase 2. That stuff I used to pick up in Tesco and the like. And but what I like about it is, oh, by the way, that 21B, it left there with me. What I like about it is the fact that, as opposed to Forbidden Planet, which I never really go to, if I go over to Liverpool, I'll pop in there and have a look around and everything, but there's never anything I really need from Forbidden Planet, because all that stuff I've already pre-ordered from, Pulse or Star Action Figures or whoever. But with here, they've got all this older stuff, like this Bespin Luke here, man. That's a figure I have always wanted to get hold of. Bespin Luke from POTF 2. And then this caught my eye, man. Loved it. I was just in the queue here about to buy, and I don't know much about this stuff, but I love Alien, and that Ripley caught my eye. Is it NECA who do all that? I'm not sure. But still, if you know the age of that stuff and the brands of it, do let me know in the comments, and I will, as I say, go back here and do a deeper dive of what else they have there. The NES stuff there in the cabinet just by the till was pretty cool to see. I really enjoyed it. It was really nice, good setup, and it's just good to see a store. As I say, it's 5 minutes from where I live, and thank you, Marie, my friend Marie. She tagged me in on a local Facebook group, and if she hadn't, I never would have known about today. So it's pretty cool. So thanks for the tip off there, Marie. And here is now a wider angle of the store. The far end there, where those two lads are, that's where most of the Star Wars stuff is. Quite a few vehicles and things. By this time, when I'm filming this, a few more people had left, so you can sort of get a wider look of the store. But the pegs in the middle are what caught my eye. Funko stuff there, I think. And as I say, the pegs in the middle had the Power of the Force 2. They had Phantom Menace stuff. I just love all that, and the 30th anniversary Legacy Collection, Daniel, if you were watching. Fantastic. Hello there, yes, we're back now. I'm back now. And this is what I got when I was in there. So I had a really good time in there. It was nice to meet the fellas and everything, so that was great. And I'll be back to do another video when it's not so busy. So it's good to see they had a lot of people down for the opening, which was great. So I just got these 3 carded figures here, and I got loads of loose figures. There's a couple of other things in there that I could have picked up, but I just was trying to be economical. But this I definitely wanted to get. Definitely need that. If I go down here to the Revenge of the Sith shelf, which is just currently under construction, that is what I definitely need. It's a 21B, Not just any, it's the surgical droid that you see in Revenge of the Sith. So I got it for £20. There was a 10% discount on the day, which is good. And there he is. That's to open. I picked it up, and every time I've ever looked for him, it's always been very costly, so I was happy with that. And then these weren't priced in there, these two, but they caught my eye. You won't believe, I'll come to him in a minute, but this, I love this figure. I've only ever had one of this Sidious. And it's so important, it goes beyond Phantom Menace, because you see him like that in Attack of the Clones, you know. Welcome home, Lord Tyrannus. You have done well. And also, if you look at the Tales of the Jedi, he's like that. It's a pre-deformed Sidious. So that's a really good condition, that. £6. Brilliant. I did have an offer on eBay from somebody selling it. I can't remember what the condition was like, but that was £7, so that was competitive with even them. Brilliant. And then this Luke here, Power of the Force 2. I want this Luke badly, and I always have wanted it, because it will complete my Luke Bespin collection. And those unfamiliar with my channel will go and have a look at some of these shelves in the background. I have some shelves dedicated to lightsaber duels, and it's an eclectic mix of vintage and more modern figures, including things like Power of the Force 2, there you see it there, Power of the Jedi, fully articulated and soft-gooded figures, if that's a word, and I love it. And then down here I have a shelf dedicated to Luke versus Vader on Bespin. I think I've got another Power of the Force 2 Vader somewhere, so that will go very nicely with this matching figure to take him on, which will be Power of the Force 2 Bespin Luke. So that's a figure I've always wanted to see what it's like loose. Wow. And then I got loads of loose figures. Do you want to have a quick look, and I'll open them for you? Masamida. The only other version of him I've got is the one from the Phantom Menace, £5. Oh, and then I found him for £3. As I say, I've got various places I want to put this guy. I'm on the lookout for the hologram. How do you say holographic? I got this Obi-Wan, not a figure I really need, and it's a shame I've already done my top to flop, best to worst old Bens, but I've always wanted to see what this figure's like, and it came with all the accessories, so I picked this up. £5, why not? Chip in on opening day, so good to add that to the collection. And I got this, and I also got Chewie. He was £3. I thought he was also £3, but he was £5. I've got them to put in my Falcon. At the minute, I think I've got 5 POA figures in that cockpit, which is no good. These guys articulate so I can bend their knees, have them sat at the seats and stuff like that. So that's why I bought them. Right, I'm going to mount the camera and get them loose. All right, all done. Well happy with that, by the way. It came with this flashback. I love these. I've kept anything like that I've ever opened in the past. I've got them in a box somewhere, but look at that. Brilliant. That takes me back. Pre-prequel times. Right. Yeah, really happy with these. I'm well happy with that. And I actually wasn't sure where I was going to put this Ben Kenobi, but I think I've actually just realised on my Cantina shelf, I beg your pardon, I don't have a Kenobi anymore. I did actually have one of those Last Jedi ones on there, but I've moved him, so I'm actually without a Kenobi on my Cantina. I've got Luke in there, but he needs a friend, doesn't he, man? So that would be perfect. Might have even been in the Power of the Force, you know, that Cantina Encounter, whatever it was called. I think they redid that packaging in the Black Series, didn't they? He'll go nicely there. He looks great, man. Way better than I actually thought. I like it because I can see elements of other figures I've loved in the past. The Power of the Force 2 classic old Ben face, for example. It was nice to pick up a Kenobi when I was there anyway. I like that. And then here he is, Sidious. Love that. This figure was better like that, from an angle. You have done well. Even better from, say, look at that. Amazing, beautiful sculpt that. That's hard goods when it's done right, man. Lovely silhouette. Masamida is here. I think I know where I'm going to put him as well. Again, please excuse the state of the shelf. It's in disarray. Got Yoda taking on Sidious there. I know that Masamida walked away, but I might just have him stood behind him just watching. You know what I mean? Who knows? But that's good. I didn't check the price of this guy in the second-hand market. You know, loose or carded, but I don't ever remember seeing him. I really need Sly Moore. If anyone knows how to get hold of Sly Moore. Look at that beautiful hard goods again there. That's nice, man. Really good, all complete. I'll use a bit of boiling water to fix that. And finally, Han and Chewie. So his legs don't bend, I got that wrong. This is actually, I've got that figure already. The one from Hoth, you know, when he's got all the tools and stuff, the welding thing, like the goggles and stuff. Shame, I wouldn't have bought him otherwise, but still, it was only £3, but I could still, I think he would fit inside that cockpit. But I've just got Han sitting down anyway. All right, cool, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Really enjoyed myself down there, and I can't wait to open these other items, so do stay tuned. If you are new, subscribe, of course. It is free to subscribe. Take it a step further, become a Patreon, and you might see a few extra things going on behind the scenes with this stuff. All right, thanks for watching. Only One Kenobi, only one. Out.